couple of weeks ago, I got back from a trip out to Bruges. I took my wife as a pillion passenger, and after a couple of days riding, something occurred to me about a gadget that I'd had for about 3 years, and actually how amazing it was. And I'm talking about this little device here. It's the Sena SMH10. It's an intercom system for either bike to bike or pillion to pillion. And it's something that I bought 3 years ago after trying out various different Bluetooth devices. Initially, my main goal was to be able to listen to my sat-nav notifications. These devices allow you to take phone calls as well, but my main thing was to listen to the sat-nav. But also I wanted to be able to talk to the wife, because when we were going on long journeys, it's always nice to be able to have a very small chat, or at least advise on, the next turn, that kind of thing, and to be able to talk to each other. Tried some cheaper devices on Amazon. I found one device which was £99 for a set of 2 intercom systems. It didn't work. I always had problems connecting between the 2 devices. It would hardly ever connect with the sat-nav, and when you were out and about, the sound quality was atrocious, and like I said, it hardly ever worked anyway. But one of the other features with the cheaper ones were that the buttons were built in on like a flat surface, so you couldn't feel them in your gloves. You never knew if you'd pressed the right buttons. You couldn't feel for the on button, the off button, the volume button, etc. Which is why I was attracted to the Sena. It's got only 2 buttons. One is incorporated in the dial here, so it presses in, and the other one is a small one here, which I'll go through in a minute. But the basic idea was I needed a better solution to the cheaper devices I was buying. Now this was £300 for a set of 2, and it was stretching the bounds of decency, quite frankly, because I thought £300 for an intercom system. However, 3 years later, I have never looked back on spending that money. It's certainly paid for itself now, because otherwise I would have bought £50, £99 ones 4 or 5 times over and still not had satisfaction with them. In 2014, when my wife and our friends did the Wild Atlantic Way in Southern Ireland, we used the Sena SMH10 every single day and didn't have the slightest problem with it whatsoever. We were able to talk on an open channel all day long. In addition, TomTom pairs with the Sena seamlessly and will interrupt your conversation to give you directions. You can use it bike to bike, and in my experience, as long as you've got line of sight of the other rider, you can talk to each other. Sena are quite generous with what they give you in the box, but the main part of the device is the Bluetooth device itself, the clamp for the helmet, the mic, and the speakers. The clamp that comes with the kit can either be literally clamped to the side of your helmet, or it can be stuck on with an extra piece that Sena provide within the box, if you're prepared to glue it onto the side of your helmet. The main part of the device, the Bluetooth unit, comes away from the clamp so that you can charge it up and update all the software, etc. This one's mine, obviously, and it's faring quite well, being as I use it virtually every day. I commute to work on the bike, and it's always on my helmet, whether it's actually being used or not. This is the phone button, the smallest of the 2. This clips into the bottom of the clamp. This clip locks it into place. And under this protective flap is the USB port, which is for charging the device and updating the firmware using Sena's own software. It's very light, but still feels quite robust, and clips very neatly into the clamp onto your helmet. The initial reviews I read were sceptical about the clip-in mechanism, but in 3 years I've never had a problem with it. Out of all the Bluetooth headsets I've had in the past, this is definitely the easiest to use. Clip it into place, Press the small phone button and the large intercom button at the same time.
Hello.
And we're away. It takes a few seconds for the device to find all your other Bluetooth devices. And it's only going to pick up my phone in this test.
Phone connected.
Now, because it's hands-free Bluetooth, it is legal in the UK to take a call while you're riding, but I don't recommend it. I've tried it and it's more distracting than using hands-free in a car. To switch off, press the phone and the intercom button at the same time. And to talk to your pillion, you just press the big round button on the side. Now the official figures are 10 days standby and 12 hours talk time. Now I can't vouch for that because I've never tried that, but what I can say is that I've used it all day long talking to my wife on the bike and it's never let us down. It's been on for about 8 hours total. This is my K-Berg Duke flip top helmet. This is the second helmet that I've used the Sena with, and I was so convinced with it, rather than put a temporary fixture on, I used the sticky pads that come with the kit to glue it onto the side of the helmet. But don't panic, you can still remove the clamp quite easily if you want to take it away from that helmet and put it onto a different one. So the Bluetooth unit fits on quite nicely and is quite sturdy, and it still allows you to use the flip of the helmet. The clamp that comes boxed with the unit has a boom mic attached to it. You'll notice that this one doesn't, and that's because it's a separate accessory that I bought for 30 quid, just so it would fit better in this helmet. This accessory really is a must for flip-top helmets because it allows the mic to sit more centrally in the helmet and closer to your mouth. But for normal full-face helmets, the clamp that comes with the device is totally sufficient. Fits in my wife's helmet no problem. This is my Shark Evoline 3, and I'm showing you this just so that you can see that it fits on so many different types of helmets. Again, this is a flip-top helmet, so I bought the accessory for 30 quid. It doesn't have the boom mic attached, and so it gives you more freedom for where to place it. And with the Bluetooth unit on and in place, you can see that you've still got free movement of the flip top. This is the Sena app that allows you to pre-program the device with various phone numbers and give it voice activated operations as well. It's a very easy piece of software that you download from the website. In the 3 years that I've had the device, I think I've updated the firmware about 5 times, but more recently I don't think there's been a firmware update for about 6 months. It's quite intuitive to use, so it's very easy. It lets you customize your device to the way that you want it. For the things that you don't understand, there's little italic boxes that come up and give you an explanation of what the devices do. So that's my review of the Sena SMH10. Sena have now brought out a whole variety of replacements to this. They still sell this one and it's a little bit cheaper now, so it's a worthwhile buy. But if you have a look on their website, you'll see various different designs of this. Smaller ones, one that fit further into the helmet. But whatever you do, if you're looking for a Bluetooth device, I really recommend you go for the Sena brand at least, but in particularly the SMH10. Because it's old, you'll probably pick it up cheaper. I hope you enjoyed it, and safe riding.